Quickly move on now to another breaking detail that we are getting in from Hyderabad itself, because this is open appeasement that is now being witnessed there, especially when it comes to the protesters. Over 90 of them who were already taken into custody by the police. Now what is being said that these mobsters have been released. Under whose pressure is the police working there in Hyderabad? This is 90 of those Sar Tan Se Juda mobsters who were raising those murderous chants, and it seems that there is total immunity that has been given for Owaisi's party because they seem to be linked with the AIMIM. We've already seen how they were corporators of the AIMIM who were giving open calls to behead, and no action that has been initiated against them, only plain condemnation, and that has been offered by Owaisi himself, and he has assured that action will be taken. But what happens to those mobsters there who were in the last two consecutive nights, overnight protests that were taking place? What is being said by the police? More than 90 of them who were already taken into custody for antisocial activities there, now being said that they have been released. This is open appeasement, nothing else that is happening in Hyderabad, when 90 of those Sar Tan Se Juda wale mobsters who were raising those murderous chants have been released by the police. Now it clearly shows how the AIMIM and political party seems to be pressurizing the police and the ruling dispensation that seems to be supporting it, because it seems that the TRS is completely mum on the issue. They have been saying that they are taking action against the mobsters, but Somit, what kind of action is this? First take them into custody, then release them.
Well, actually it is not the, police are doing whatever they can do in their, capacity, because hundreds of policemen are doing duty since last 48 hours, and that too, they were onto roads and not even going to their residences. But, several times flash mob protests have happened. I've reported at Shalibanda, one of the most sensitive places in the Hyderabad soul city. Later, several times stones were pelted. I mean, even yesterday, same thing has reported. Flash mob has, flash protests reported at that spot, and openly Sar Tan Se Juda slogans were given. Open anti-slogans were given against the police, against state government, against administration. And even though, twice they have resorted to stone pelting and tried to break down the barricades. And even after that, police tried to speak to them 4 times. And, they actually explained them what is the exact, legal battle going on in Raja Singh's matter. But the mob was in no mood to call up the protest, in no mood to listen to the police. Finally, after they saw that, there was disruption going on, the disruption of law and order is going on. Then they have, lathi charge, took more than 80 protesters into the custody. We can say violent protesters. They were in no mood to listen. But twice they have resorted to stone pelting, tried to break barricades. Openly Sar Tan Se Juda slogans were heard.
But Somit, if you're talking about those protesters there who you say that have indulged in violence and police have taken into custody, now when it comes to such violent protesters, they have been clearly outnumbered there by the police itself. How would the police then manage to take control of the situation when there are more protesters than the police?
Well, exactly. Initially there were protesters where the police was outnumbered by protesters, numbers swollen. And later, immediately, SOS call was given, additional forces have been called in. Already RAF was deployed, Armed Reserve was deployed, and even, Special Task Force was deployed at that spot. They later, with the equipment, they immediately took the situation into control by, lathi charging and taking all this into the custody. Later, Asaduddin Owaisi intervenes into the matter, sends his cooperators and MLA to the police station to meet the DCP of South.
Well, they are still free and open. No action has been taken or initiated even against those said corporators of the AIMIM, and only assurances being given by their chief Asaduddin Owaisi there. For the moment, Somit, thanks very much. You're watching The Morning News.